The Diamondbacks finally made a move to trade pitcher Merrill Kelly, and I have no idea who's even going to pitch for this team in 2026. Welcome in to a trending edition of the PHNX Diamondbacks podcast. My name is Derek Montilla, occasionally known as your mayor of PHNX. Today, at the 30-minute mark until the end of the trade deadline, it was announced by Jeff Passan from ESPN, who has been a very busy man today, that the Diamondbacks have traded starting pitcher Merrill Kelly to the Texas Rangers. The Diamondbacks seem to just be contributing to the arms race in the NL West and letting those teams all go at it, but it is unfortunate to see Merrill, the mainstay, move on from this team. Merrill Kelly has the third most wins in Diamondbacks history, and although he did it, as I've said at times, very quietly, without a lot of fanfare, Merrill Kelly has been one of the best pitchers in Arizona Diamondbacks history. The return for Merrill has not yet been revealed, but it is most likely, once again, prospects that the Diamondbacks will receive in return. This does send Merrill to the Texas Rangers, and considering the Diamondbacks' history with the Rangers and their lack of success against that team in the World Series, it does hurt a little bit to see Merrill move on to this team. However, it does keep Merrill Kelly away from other teams, including rumored talks with the San Diego Padres, as well as the Boston Red Sox. So once again, the Diamondbacks have made a trade to move some of these guys on expiring contracts, not only outside of the division, but outside of the league. And hopefully, if they do sign a new deal, they will continue to stay in the American League and not hurt the Diamondbacks here in the National League. But overall, Merrill Kelly no longer being a part of this team sucks. Kelly was incredible as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he is a big reason why they made it to that World Series in 2023. Since coming over to this team from Korea, playing in Korea, he has, quite frankly, been the most consistent pitcher in the Diamondbacks starting rotation and has continued to be. That's why he earned the moniker of Merrill the Mainstay. And this overall does not feel great. No, the Diamondbacks have now traded their third starter from their overall starting lineup, starting rotation, and it would appear here with not much time left in the trade deadline that they still might move Zach Gallen, as well as other pieces that we still don't know what those pieces could be. But like I said, Merrill Kelly, the third most wins in Diamondbacks history, and he's just been an incredibly solid piece of this team. It's unfortunate, but much like the other moves, it's something that's necessary with the expiring contracts that Diamondbacks have to deal with this year. We are seeing other teams in the American League that are much closer in their wild card race, waving the white flag here at the trade deadline. So it should be no surprise that the Diamondbacks are going to do so, especially with guys that have a good chance they won't be re-signing with this team once the offseason comes around. But it doesn't make these losses hurt any less, especially considering that Josh Naylor, Gino Suarez, and Merrill Kelly are all guys that have really been embraced by this fan base. But of those guys, none, I think, is more Arizona than Merrill Kelly, right? He pitched here in college. He came back here from Korea, and it's just been he's been an Arizona guy, and so it would be great to see the Diamondbacks make an attempt to sign Merrill Kelly. We did talk about some of those other deals, the extension of Seth Lugo, for instance, and how that could impact Merrill's overall value. But I mean, we are talking about a guy that had a 3.74 ERA in his 7 seasons with the Arizona Diamondbacks. This season, he had a 3.22 ERA and 128 and 2/3 innings pitched, gave the Diamondbacks 200 and a third innings pitched, and started a league high 33 games for the D-backs in 2022. So Merrill earned that moniker of the mainstay for the fact that he was so consistent for this team and was able to give them so much in his time here. We will have more on this trade with our trade deadline extravaganza episode coming up here. We're going to have media availability with Mike Hazen, so we will have more from Hazen on all of these trades, including Merrill Kelly, including Gino Suarez, and we will see what other moves the Diamondbacks here make before the trade deadline. But we thank you guys again for checking out the show, and of course, stay tuned for more moves to be made because it doesn't seem like the snakes are done yet. Follow me on Twitter at @cap_caveman with a K. The show, of course, is at PHNX_DBacks, but all roads do lead to at PHNX_sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you again for your time. Appreciate you stopping by. And remember, kids, baseball is fun, but it's so much more fun when Merrill Kelly is a part of your team.